Good morning, everybody. My name is Jeff Scanlon, Regional Director for BNI Southwest Ohio and Northern Kentucky. And this is week 7 of the Monday morning BNI Buzz and the 5th metric of going green. We've already covered the first metric, which was attendance. The second was referrals passed and received. The third was inviting. The fourth was one-to-ones, and the fifth is today. This is called BNI University, and this is for your continuing education units, better described as CEUs. Now, the good news is that this is the last of the 5 metrics for going green. The bad news is this one is probably the most difficult to access and to navigate. So the way I did this is when it comes to computers and to technology, I am definitely in the back of the line with computer dexterity. So I worked on this, and I'm going to try and present it to you in such a way that you know as little about it as I do. Not much chance of that. I'm sure everybody knows more about this than I do, but my whole purpose here is to try and get you into BNI University so you can access the CEUs and gather the information that you need. But my goal is to make this very easy, very clean, very simple, and just to give you a part of what's in there. Because once you get in, it can be a bit overwhelming with the amount of information, 98% of which you aren't going to want to navigate through because you're probably looking for something specific. So let me start by saying you have 3 websites in Southwest Ohio, Northern Kentucky. The first is BNI Swankee. I think everybody knows that. That is the marketing website. It has a list of all of the individual members by chapter. Also has some CEU information in there. If you wanted to find out where chapters met or who was in them, that's where you would go. Number 2 is BNI Connect. They keep track of your numbers. So you can access those by individual, by chapter, or by region, and it would give you needed information for, in the case of going green, you could access traffic lights, or you could access the Palms report, or you could access any one of a number of management reports and calculations. Now, the one that I'm concerned about for many people in BNI, many members in BNI that are not using BNI University, I ask, why aren't you using that? And they say it's too hard to get into, or I can't find my username, password, or I don't understand it. Well, that's my category until you sit down and decide, now I'm going to get into this thing and see how I can use it. So let me start by saying, the best way to access BNI University, assuming you don't have it bookmarked, is just to Google BNI University. It'll pop up in maybe 5 or 6 different selections there. Click on BNI University, and on your screen should be a request for username and password. Now, I'm assuming that you have a username and password. You may not. Once you join or once you rejoin, you get an email that comes from BNI Central, one for BNI Connect and one for BNI University. If you missed them, if you didn't see them, or if you did and you just didn't access them, you need to load a username and password. Very simple. We do that with all websites every day anyway. If you get pushback and if you still can't get in, don't spend an inordinate amount of time trying to figure it out. Call Jennifer at the office and say, hey, I can't get in which case she'll check your account in your membership in BNI Connect and make sure that you are recorded correctly. If you're not recorded correctly, you can spend the rest of your life, you're not going to get in. So let's assume that you can get in, username and passwords in there. It opens up on the home page. Now, what you might want to do here is shut me off for a few minutes, access BNI University, get it up on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about, although I'm going to keep it very simple. So if you don't have access to your computer right now, stay with me, you can figure it out later. Now, on the home page, there'll be some profile pictures across the top in some additional information, graphic information there, pretty pictures, so on and so forth. But the first line will say, home, my profile, training, content, groups, tools, manage, and then the X, which is the SCOOCs for the purchased courses that you can access to. Now, that is kind of where you will access the information that you are looking for, or the information that you want to review. So if you see that line across the top, the first prompt is home, the second prompt is my profile, the third is training. Click on training. Once you click on training, there's a drop-down line there that has maybe 5 or 6 choices in it, but the second or third from the left would be courses. Click on courses. All right, now once you've got courses, you will see underneath the courses there is a type to search button. I tell you, I spent 2 hours on this, and I will say I used that search button exclusively to get to where I needed to be. If you do not search for anything and you're just looking at the course catalog, you'll see some things in there such as BNI University training. The second one down says how to use BNI University. The third, fourth, fifth, you keep going down, you'll see more choices, more selections. MSP creating and tracking your goals, networking at meetings, and the last is MSP referral generation. Okay, that's great. That's kind of what we want to see with respect to courses, the course catalog. Now, if you go back up to that training click again, to the right of that little drop down where it said courses would be curricula. Okay, that's another run, another category of information. It's more specific to the training that's done for the leadership teams and the like within your chapter. But if you look at what pops up there, you'll see Extreme Leadership with Steve Farber. This is a nationally known guru in leadership. He's a keynote speaker. I think they have a strategic alliance with BNI, and you can access that information in there, no charge. It's a good read. I looked at some of it. He does a good job. Now, if you come all the way down to almost the end of the pages that give you the courses that are available in what's called the course catalog, you'll see episode 170, Brennan Scanlon discuss changing leadership team. So if you want to hear from Brennan, he's in there. Okay, so much for the courses. Now again, to the right of courses, which has dropped down from training, the next selection, if you choose, would be curricula. Curricula gets pretty specific to what we use for MSP, that's the training for new members and leadership team training and educational coordinators and mentor coordinators and so on and so forth. If you don't search for anything, you'll get a list of pretty much everything that is available for the training online that we do for the leadership team. Now, again, I use leadership as the search word because I'm interested in it and I want to see what they have available for leadership. So under the curricula offers, where it says type to search, I search for the word leadership. Okay, so up pops up pretty much what I had seen before, except that they have it categorized very specifically under BNI Leadership Basics 2020. So if you're going to renew your leadership position, or if you are new to your leadership position coming up for midterm training or for October of this year for the new term, you will see President's Leadership Team Training, and this is all current and updated. They really got ahead of the curve this year. It's all for the year 2020. Then you have Vice President's Training, Visitor Host Training, Mentor Coordinator Leadership Team Training. You have Educational Coordinator, Secretary Treasurer's Leadership, and Membership Committee Quality Assurance Chairs. So all of that is right there, easy to access. Even I can get to it. Now, if you go back up to that drop-down menu again under Training, and you go all the way to the right, so it would be past courses, past curricula, all the way on the right-hand side, it says Purchase Courses SCOOCs. I don't know where they got the name, SCHOOX, but these are courses that you can purchase which apply to different academic or to specific business inquiries you might have, and certain things that you might want to learn about that would give you the information pretty quickly and pretty good. I looked at a couple of them. They seem to me to be reasonable information. You have to pay for them. Some of them, not all of them, but you do have to pay for some of them. So if you go down that page, and again, this is Course Marketplace, which is under Purchase Courses Scoops, you'll see a list of 5 columns of academic, office productivity, business skills, certifications, compliance, industry specific. I mean, it's great. It's got real estate, it's got safety, it's got transportation, it's got sales, it's got accounting, it's got all these things that would help you in your business practice. Now, again, I wanted to get specific, so I went to the search engine and I put in leadership, and I clicked on leadership, and I'm sorry, I didn't click on leadership, I clicked on business skills, and under business skills, then I put in leadership. I wanted to see what they could tell me just very quickly about the leadership in basic business skills. Well, up pop 3 videos. The first one is a leader's thoughts on strategy. The second one was connecting work to company objectives. And then the third is be a powerful and inspirational role model. So I look down a little bit further and I see that these are all according to the Training Academy, about 5, 6, 7 minutes. There's a cost. It ranges between $2.48 and $4.95. So it is relatively inexpensive, and it has got a terrific amount of information in there. I looked at it. I really liked it. Okay, so that is the training click. Now, if you go back to the home page all the way at the top, where you had across the home page, across the top, Home, My Profile Training, which we just went over. The next one to the right is called Content. If you click on Content, down drops the Academy Library. That's what I'm looking for. What have we got in the Academy Library? So rather than click on search, if you come down off of the top line, you'll see Academy Library, and then below that it says type to search. I didn't search for anything. Below that it says all resources. That's a drop-down menu. It's got a little blue tint to it. If you click on that, you will get a great selection of online videos, online articles, and online photos. Tremendous amount of information, all of which you can have access to, and it got to be fun. I mean, once I got in there and I saw everything that was available and all the work that went into it, I appreciated it, and I learned a lot. So I pass that on to you. Get familiar with it when you get in there. Use the search engine so you don't wear yourself out looking at a lot of stuff that you're not interested in, at least at this particular time. And pick up some CEUs, because the more you know about business by referral, the more productive you and your membership will be. Thanks for your time. See you next week.